Good morning, everyone. I don't have a lot to talk about. I didn't do a video yesterday. I took the day off. I started a project. I'll talk about it here in a minute. Today is day one of my fast, or my first full day. It started last night at 8 p.m. Planning to go till Wednesday at around 8 p.m. Normally we don't eat supper that late, but we were watching 90 Day Fiance. That's one of my guilty pleasures. My wife and I like to watch that show. It's funny to watch. So in order to do the full 3, it has to end around 8 p.m. I don't have to be super specific, but I got my water, stave off hunger. Usually, if you know anything about me, I love breakfast. I could skip lunch, and then it depends. Supper is depending on what we're having. I'm kind of in. Except for noon on Fridays. Usually I have lunch with friends on Fridays at noon. So I do look forward to that. Let's see. This weekend we had a parade on Saturday. Went fine. It was hot. Very hot. That morning before the parade, I had to be there until 10:30. I was doing some research on arcade cabinets. I've always kind of wanted one. And so I went online and watched some videos of these ones you could buy like at Sam's Club and Costco, and I checked on both their sites. They were all out of stock, but then I found this one called 1UPArcade, I believe, and it was a Mortal Kombat cabinet or whatever. And I was thinking it'd be fun to mod them out and put it at A&P, or put it at my computer company. So the guys during breaks or whatever, they can play games, have competitions, whatever. It's kind of a geek thing to do, right? So I found out Wal-Mart, they had one of these Mortal Kombat machines left. So I brought it home, and I know we're trying to downsize, but it's going to go into work, so I don't have to. I'm not taking. I still have to have my projects. Well, anyways, the machine that I got came with 12 games, some Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3, some Bubbles game, I don't know. Anyways, I wasn't interested in those games, so my kids started playing them, and they thought they were pretty cool, and Ethan and Oliver were competing against each other and whatever. So I got some new arcade buttons, a couple of new joysticks, a Raspberry Pi, a LVDS to HDMI converter for the screen, and yesterday I converted the whole machine. I'll put a picture, I'll put a picture of the machine in the video here. And we're using RetroPie and Emulation Station, and they have the same games, Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3, which they've enjoyed, but they're also playing Street Fighter. And Emily loves playing Paperboy. She tried the Barbie's games. Boy, those are boring. And it's been kind of fun to watch the kids retro game play on something like that, and they're actually really enjoying it. So I don't know when exactly it'll make it over to the computer store, but eventually at some point. Because I'm not taking that with me to wherever we go. Still dead set on it as everything to go somewhere where I'm kind of waiting to see if this Delta variant kind of dies down a little bit before we decide to travel. Again, as I mentioned in the previous videos, Kristen and I are vaccinated, but the kids aren't. So it's one of those things like I'm not worried about them getting it. I'm more worried about having them take the PCR tests or whatever test they got to take. I'm more worried about that trauma than I am anything else. So I'm just kind of waiting to see what happens here. I mean, we're not averse to traveling during the school year or anything like that. Our kids do fine. I'm doing online school. They did it when we went to San Juan del Sur. It was last December, and they did just fine. They caught up on all their classes, and most of their studies were online already anyways. I mean, they were in school full time, but their studies were just online. Like Ethan has his teacher, but then he has all of his lesson plans and everything are just built into some website. And it was designed that way even before COVID. So being away for extended periods of time is not actually that big a deal. Just maybe the social aspect, which we can figure out how to deal with that part. Let's see, what else? Not a whole lot. I mean, it was really hot yesterday. I did some work around the farm with the pigs, cows, and then but only in the morning really, because it's just too darn hot. I was gonna take Zach down to the hunting property on Saturday after the parade, but I was just drenched in sweat after loading and unloading the ATVs, and it was just too hot to be outside. And then same with yesterday. I mean, I did a little work outside in the afternoon with waterers and such, but I sat on the porch in the morning, made myself breakfast in the morning on the porch, and we have like you've seen it, the nice big screened-in porch. If you watched some of our previous videos, you've seen our nice big screened-in porch. And so I like to sit out there, watch TV, or have the TV on at least, and do whatever I do. And so I sat out there, but man, I stood up, and my back was just covered in sweat from sitting in the chair. So then it's going to be brutally hot this week, and this week's the motorcycle trip. So we head over to Wisconsin Thursday, Friday, and come back home on Saturday. And I know that Wednesday is supposed to be 98 or 100 around here, so that's pretty hot. Yeah, that'll be hot. So we'll stay indoors, stay safe. Hopefully I mean, the worst part is that, you know, we're going to start traveling, and that 100-degree day is going to follow us, which is fine. We'll deal with it. We've been in hot situations before, so it's not that big a deal. So this week, yeah, I got to get my work done in 3 days. So I'm going to keep my videos short and sweet so I can do all of the other tasks that I need to do every day that take me a little time. Plus, I'm in the middle of fasting, and I'll keep everybody out there up to date on how that's going and how I'm feeling and everything like that. Obviously, right now I feel just fine. I feel the same as I've always felt because, I mean, I'm only 12 hours away from when I last ate. So if I can't make it 12 hours, that's a problem. Especially considering I've made it 5 days before. So yeah, again, the rules are I can have water, I can have moderate amount of tea, and a moderate amount of coffee, which I don't really drink coffee. I can't add anything to the coffee, so I can't add creamer or sugar or anything like that. So just straight up, basically drinks that are less than 10 calories, they don't trigger an insulin spike. And so they technically count as fasting foods, fasting stuff. I've seen other people that can have bone broth and such. And if I was gonna do a super extended fast, like a 2-week or something like that, I would probably include bone broth in mine as well, but I don't have any anticipation of going 2 weeks. 2 weeks is a long time. It was that Mitch Hedberg joke. I haven't slept for 10 days because that would be too long. So anyways, I hope everybody has a good day.
Oh, I won. Let's go.